Good morning, you lovely, lovely people again. And I do apologise for the roosters. It's quite early in the morning and they do their morning call to each other. And there's many of them, so I do apologise. So as we're coming up to the elections, there will be a liquor ban, alcohol ban, which is imposed um, early May, which means no drinking outside the bars, um, can't buy alcohol, or unless you backdoor or something like that. I remember during the last election it was the same. But also here on the island of Mindanao, we had martial law that was implemented, and I think it was lifted in either 2019, early 2020, and that was because of the insurgents, because of the Abisayef, the MP down in Marawi and up in the mountainous areas. So there's always been a very, very strong military presence here. And we see them almost every day going up and down the road. The big lorries with, or the open back trucks with the military, and they just shown their presence. But saying that, like a lot of people think the island of Mindanao is quite a dangerous area. Possibly is if you go to the wrong areas here, but I've never really noticed it. People say don't go here, don't go there. That's just common sense. I think that's everywhere, part of the Philippines maybe. But what I have noticed this last week is a lot more checkpoints. And this is due to the elections up and coming. And I was reading in the Rambler yesterday that so far, coming up to the elections, there's only been 20 politically motivated shootings, deaths, only, which they said it's a significant drop from last year. But of course, we've still got a couple of 2 or 3 weeks before the elections are due. So I would imagine, unfortunately for some politicians, they could be meeting their end. But it makes you think that being a politician in the Philippines, it must be worth something, because it's not just a simple case of running to be a councillor or, Senate or whatever you are, congressman, without any real significant benefits. Because if you're putting your life at risk, you certainly want some very decent rewards, and I expect that's what it's all about. Money is power, I think, probably more so in the Philippines. This martial law thing that was implemented here in Mindanao during the kind of war between the military and the insurgencies. Many people have even said here that it hasn't really been lifted. It was legally lifted, but many of the local people say the martial law is still here, Stephen. And in a sense, I can feel that, because at 10 o'clock at night here, where I am, everything closes. And I mean the karaoke bars, not so much in the city, but here where I am, karaoke bars finish. They stop serving drinks at 10 p.m. And that was the law that that was implemented under martial law. So again, many people here don't even think it's been properly lifted. To me, it does make a difference. I don't really go in the bars, but when you go in the city, all of the small bars do close at that time. But the other bars, they open till whatever. Because I think they must have licenses, and maybe they got a bit of money where they pay the people that perhaps need to be paid, which does go on. The people tell me that goes on, which is, it's their country. They do what they want. Checkpoints. These last few days, when we've been out, we've been going up to the village to buy some bits and pieces. A lot more checkpoints. And the checkpoints here, again, I'm just talking about this island of Mindanao. is mainly used by the police and the military. So you see the military, and you see the police, and then you see the traffic enforcers. So it's like three people, three sections. The army's there, and they've all got semi-automatics or maybe a fully automatic guns. The army, the police are there just writing the tickets, and to me, I don't mind it. I really don't mind the checkpoints. But then someone's also said to my wife, if the checkpoints are at a certain time of night, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, it's generally not the police. It's generally somebody else, like the MPA possibly, who would stop people and extortion. They would extort you for money. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe some of you guys might have heard a similar thing. Again, I'm only talking about this island because I haven't been on any other island during these particular times. It's not concerning at all. What is concerning is the shooting that happened here a little while ago, and it was only less than a couple of kilometres from here. And at that time, I had a guy here working called Toto, and he knew the guy. And I said, was it politically motivated? Because he was rerunning to be re-elected for councillor here. And he said, no, Stephen, he said it was something to do with a bad business deal or something like that. And I said, how come these things aren't even on the news? You never see them on the news. He said, because it just happens so regular. In the last election time here, there was a shooting with a woman who was involved with the Comulec. And it was an assassination shooting. It was a planned shooting, so they said, because she was leaving the municipality here to go home. And there was a bridge not far from where we are again. And it's just been built, this bridge, and there was still ongoing work, so it was a one lane. They closed one lane off and you have to go through the other lane. And apparently what happened, they took away the traffic light, and there was a guy stood in front and just went like this. So it was all planned. They were waiting for her, obviously, and she pulled up, and then someone just come out and pop, and gone. And the thing is, nobody ever gets caught. So it makes you wonder where these decisions come from. High up decisions. I really don't know. But for the likes of us people, the foreigners or people who's not involved in politics, it doesn't really, we don't feel it, but it goes on. And when people say, the Philippines is a dangerous place, it is for certain people. I think if you're in a certain career, then yes, it certainly can be. But again, it's got to be worth it, hasn't it? Otherwise, these people wouldn't put themselves through it. Checkpoints as well. I've heard a lot of stories of checkpoints where, you might have a violation, you might have a bald tire or something like that, or the police might find something and you just give them a payment and away you go. I haven't experienced it, I don't know. So I'm just saying what the local people tell me. And if the local people telling me, they've obviously experienced it, or they know people who have experienced it. But guys, we've got this, the elections coming up. And I think we all should take a bit more precaution, regardless of who we are. Keep away from these, if there are any rallies in your area. There was one here 2 days ago. The opposition were going around in their vans with loud music and knocking on people's doors. They came here. And I said to my wife, don't just, try and keep away from it, because you don't know. You just don't know who's watching. It's the same here with the vote buying, and that is rife here. Everyone here is waiting. They're waiting for the next couple of weeks when they will come round and the people who are wanting to be elected, they will buy your vote. And it all depends on how much money that they give you if they get the vote. And I just said to my wife, just don't get involved in it, because you've got to remember, people are watching. And that's what they say here, people watch. So if someone comes and gives you money and you say to them that you will vote for them, they have people watching in these, the ballot places to actually see if you are voting for the person who's paid you the money. Because here, again, a lot of thing goes on called double. How's it called? Double hand.
Yes. Side by side.
Side by side. So that means one politician will come round from one side, he will pay you money to vote for him, and then another person will come round and they will pay you money to vote for them. But you can only vote for one. But many people take both sets of money and vote for one, which again, you're putting yourself in a very precarious predicament. It doesn't involve us, foreigners, as we can't vote unless we become citizens, which I've been thinking long and hard about that. I think I'm going to go for that. I'm going to start the application when the time's ready and go for it. Uh, why not? Why not? I like it here, so why not? But yeah, it's a very, very dangerous times coming up for politicians. For us, not so. But maybe during checkpoint, it could be quite a dangerous time, or quite a money time when they stopping you and they find something wrong. Because if they want to, they will. There is no doubt about that. If they want to find something wrong with your car, motorcycle, they will. And I think many of them would rather take a back pocket payment than write you a ticket. They're happy and you're happy as well because you haven't got a ticket. Shootings, I would imagine there will be a lot more coming up, unfortunately. Um, like I was going to say, the guy who was working here, Toto, when he said about that shooting, I said, why is it not on the news? And he said, because it's just so commonplace. It happens regular. And here, if you don't, because the shootings, it's very rare, unless it's a very, very, very high profile person. You don't hear. It's the people that tell you, and then you research it on the internet, and yeah, you find it, but it's just a little small, tiny print of a shooting that's occurred, politically motivated shooting, because it is so commonplace. When you've been living here for a time, you take it as commonplace as well. You just become not accustomed to it, I suppose, but you just become used to it. When someone's been shot, okay, yeah. Whereas before when I first was, what? And you see all the military around with their guns, and you first come in, you go, what? Where have I come to? Beirut? But it's just a common thing. It happens all the time, and to be honest with you, I actually like it when I see the military pass by. They always speak, "Hey, my friend," and because it makes me feel a bit more secure. But you've still got to have your wits about you all the time. Nighttime, especially, uh, out late, places you don't know. But again, I would imagine that would fit everywhere. Whether you're on this island, whether you're in another island in the Philippines, or indeed even if you're in another country. Gangs, since Duterte has gone, and we've got the Marcos administration, people say the drugs are coming back, and I well believe that. When Duterte was in power, nobody even spoke about drugs. The word drugs was taboo, because he had a zero tolerance. Now there's a different administration. Seems to be a lot more drug-related incidents, crime, deaths. You've only got to look on the internet. You've only got to look on GMA and things like that, and you see all the drugs that are being seized now compared to the time of the Duterte administration, because the laws have been laxed. And of course, there is big money in dealing those kind of things. And everyone's trying to make a peso. And I would imagine it's very easy to make a peso doing that kind of thing, but you're also going to suffer the consequences if you get caught with it. And you'll be in that fraternity of people. And I would imagine that's not a very nice fraternity of people to be involved in. I did a video here today, guys, because up there, they've just bought some more fighting chickens, cockerels, roosters. And I walked up there earlier on to do this video, and they dig in footings to make a piggery, and also they've got these things up, these like triangles where they put in the roosters. So there's a lot of commotion going up there this morning, so I thought I'll just sit here, have a cup of coffee, and just do a video of this about the shootings and which is happening, and the checkpoints, and the martial law that was implemented here in Mindanao, which again many people say it hasn't been fully lifted, because as I say, 10 o'clock everything's gone. You go into the city, there's only a handful of places where you can stay till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Everything else, and they are strict on that. The owners of these little video occupiers say, right, 10 o'clock, no more drinks, stops. But you can still sit outside and drink, but they won't serve you any more drink, and obviously the video is finished. So yes, guys, that's it really, people. And see you next time. If you like it, it's a free subscription. Doesn't cost you anything, just to subscribe and share and like and hit the notification bell if you like the video. Take care, guys, wherever you are. God bless you, and have a pleasant day. Bye bye.